Hey everybody, this video is going to be my thoughts on Matt Sydal slash Evan Bourne now, I guess, being on ECW, and I just got to start by commending WWE. Thank you for not having him be a jobber anymore. You know, this guy is such a great talent that it would have just been a damn shame to see him basically go to waste, be tossed out there as fresh meat to wrestlers less deserving of the spotlight. That would have just been an atrocity in my opinion. But it really goes to show you, due to the quality of that match, that this guy is just phenomenal in any circumstance. And to add to that, the fact that the fans have prior knowledge to elicit of him, you know, because he is a well-known indie talent. He's wrestled all over the world, Japan, ROH, you know, other indie companies in America. So the fans actually knew who he was, and he wasn't just a complete, you know, just blank face like many other jobbers are. So that actually just proves my point how phenomenal this guy was in any circumstances. You know, he pulled off an entertaining squash match. Seriously, he actually nailed some great offense, like a flying, I don't know what it was, like flying knee strike. You know, it's that move where he tried to go for the pin on Shelton off the top rope, and just other moves I'd never even seen before, or seen never executed that well. So he actually made it look like Shelton Benjamin beat somebody, and he took a brutal spot where he was power bombed into Kofi Kingston at the end. And we just got to see even more so next week how much of a somebody he really is. Great showing in that tag match where he teamed with Kofi Kingston and beat Mike Knox and Shelton Benjamin. It really just goes to show you even more so that this guy is good in any circumstance. You know, WWE, they're pretty paranoid, and they have been since 2004 and 2005, of injuries stemming from high-risk maneuvers such as the shooting star press, 450 splash, standard pile driver, and maneuvers like that. But, you know, this guy being a young indie talent, they typically like to utilize the more dangerous and flashy, painful-looking maneuvers. You know, he himself does like the gory driver, shooting star press, and obviously WWE sadly wasn't going to let him do those, but he still pulled off a very entertaining match in which he nailed some beautiful moves. You know, it just shows you he still put on entertaining moves, even though most of his moveset had been like WWE down. You know, so he did some great wheel kicks, beautiful drop kicks. You know, he did a missile drop kick at the end, in which I guess that's his finisher now, to Mike Knox. He was sitting up and he just, you know, jumped off the top and drop kicked him in the face. I don't really think that move is complete finishing move material, but due to the fact that we've seen this guy go through so many drastic changes in the past few weeks, he's gone from developmental slash indie to jobber named Matt Sydal, who the fans kind of knew, to Evan Bourne. So, you know, a lot of big changes for this guy, and I think there will probably be more to come. And, you know, I think this move might get switched up. That might have been the only time we saw it, but it just doesn't seem like total finishing move material. I'm not so worried about it because he could probably just whip out something else from his arsenal. He has a plethora of moves. And this guy being so great, I'm sure he could just learn a new move relatively quickly. Man, what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, he seems like he's fairly good on the mic, I guess. I haven't seen that much of him like talking on the microphone. You know, jobbers obviously don't get any mic time, but he got a very, very short, like clipped interview segment in which they showed him like basically bragging about what he's going to do. I don't quite know if anyone has seen Matt Sydal in the Indies or in Japan. Please tell me how good he is on the mic. I think he's probably very good on the mic. I mean, if it's like on par with his moveset, then he's got to be phenomenal. But I'm not so sure about how he is on the mic. I mean, that would be one of the definitive factors, you know, because WWE is sports entertainment. They like to have people who can, you know, partake in storylines. So that would probably be a very definitive factor in whether he'd, you know, go which way, whether he'd just stay kind of on the mid-card on ECW. Not saying I'm glad he's not there at this point at least, because second match, that's not a bad place to be, but this will pretty much be the definitive factor in which way he goes, whether he's going to stay this way or whether he'll receive like a push in the future, because he kind of is reminiscent, at least to me, of CM Punk. Good indie talent called up to the roster, well known to the fans, and hopefully we'll see him acquire similar success. Oh, and I just wanted to give one last thought kind of on the ECW roster, mainly the talent showcased in this match. ECW, they've assimilated quite a bit of good talent. Kofi Kingston, great high flyer, debuted a few months ago, and thankfully he's moved up from just consecutively squashing people, which was what he was doing for his first month there. But he has since moved up to a good feud with Shelton Benjamin. Also, another very, very good choice to move to ECW. He makes a good heel who can actually be taken seriously there instead of just being like another goof for Cena or Batista to squash. But he was good to move up to ECW, and he's making a very good feud with Kofi Kingston. Obviously, I went over my thoughts with Matt Sydal, and as far as Mike Knox goes, he seems more of mid-card Raw material, kind of like a young version of Snitsky, but I think he's just there because whoever books ECW feels that there needs to be some type of monster heel there for whatever purpose. But either way, the draft is coming up. Things are going to get switched around. We might see some, in my opinion, misplaced young talent go to ECW, some blossomed young talent leave ECW, and there might be new people for Evan Bourne, I guess, to face. So I look forward to seeing what this great wrestler is going to do in the future and in WWE. Thank you for watching. Slingblade98 out.